Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. You know me, my name is Gregor and this is RRR Refuel Ride Race channel, and this channel is all about passion. Passion for bikes, cars and traveling. If you want to know what this video is all about, stay with me. Let me welcome you to today's episode. ...650cc bike, 6 positions. Okay, let's do firstly the exterior. Here we have a Renault Clio. I would like just to show these tips on this car. What I look for firstly are the panels, so how they fit near the lights section and at the front. So it is very important, if you see something that doesn't fit, the car may be crashed. But it's also very important to say that these modern cars are not built so well like they were in the past. So check for the panels. Also on the side here, where the doors go together with the roof, and also on the back. So this is the first thing. The second thing that I would like to mention, it's the under the fenders part, looking for rust. I hope that you can see it clearly now. So what is the situation like inside the fender section? Then the tires. So it is very important that the tires have a nice and high profile, and also the wheels, if they are damaged. This one looks pretty okay, I would say, and this is a steel wheel. You can also check the wheels for the bearing. So if you hear any suspicious clicks when you push inside and outside the wheel, it is probably the bearings problem. So you should check also this. So also it is very important to look beneath the car. So if there are any rust parts that are bad, it is better to avoid such car. Check the area around the lock, if they are scratched. Also on the back doors. Try all the doors, how they feel when you are opening it, if there is some kind of a click when you are opening the door. The same it's with the trunk. So if the trunk goes up itself, it is okay. Check the whole car and check also the lights. If there is a fog on the lights, you should be aware, and you should consider that you will have to change the lights or just this glass part. The first thing that I checked inside is the steering wheel, and if I find it okay, I mean if it's not damaged too much, the car was used normally. So going inside, I also check the gearbox lever, and it should be okay and nice. I also put it in a gear. I also check all the gadgets if they work. Or not. You can also check some details like these electric window switches. If they are not scratched, it is okay. And also some other parts, you can quickly see if the car was maintained really well or not. Finally, it is very important also to check the handbrake if it works like it should, and also the seats. So if the seats are not overused, or if the seats are well maintained, you can quickly see it. You should also check the trunk, so what is inside, or let's say below this down part, and if we see a spare tire and everything in its own and proper place, I think it is okay. So also looking for some rust parts, but here, as we see, no rust. So there was no water here. Okay, let's check the engine. When looking at the engine, we should check the oil level, we should check the liquids, I mean the liquid for the brakes, and also the overall feel of the engine, if there is any oil leak somewhere on the block, or let's say down at the gasket head. So this is very important. And you can also quickly see if the engine was washed, so it is more clean than it should be. Overall, you should also listen to the sound of the engine, and it is very important that the engine is cold, and after it warms up, you should be very careful for some suspicious sounds, and this is also one thing to consider. If the engine it's not cold, when you come to the cellar, it is already something suspicious, so I would be even more careful in that situation. You should check also some cables if they are in the good state. When you go inside and you turn on the car, you should check also how it is the clutch. To check the clutch, it is obvious that we should put in the third gear and try to start. The car stalled, so the clutch works perfectly. These were 3 segments: exterior, interior, and the engine. And I would like also to share 2 more. Next one is the drive. So when driving the car, you should listen to the engine. If there is any suspicious, I mean, if you hear the sound going from your wheels to the cabin, these may be the bearings or something else connected with the wheels. If there is anything suspicious going on with the engine, you should be very careful. That's why you should turn off the radio, and sometimes you can also put down the window to see the sound from the outside, and also check the steering if there is anything suspicious when you turn it the maximum. So the servo pump should work properly, and overall you will quickly realize if the car it's going straight as it should, and you will feel what the car is all about. You also have to try the car on some bumps to check for any suspicious sounds when passing the bumps, and also try the car on a highway when you reach some highway speeds. The car should behave perfectly. If you are buying a diesel car or also a petrol car, it is also important to check the exhaust. What is the color of the gas? So the diesel engines and the petrol engines have different color from the exhaust. I mean the color of the gas going outside. So check it. If there is a gray color on the diesel engine, you may have a lot of problems with the turbo, and the same is with the petrol engine. If the gas color it's too dark, there may be some problems with the engine overall. And finally, the seller. So this is also the very important part when you are buying a second-hand car. Be careful. What is he talking about? What he would like to tell you, because a lot of sellers are speaking very quickly, and they are trying to trick you in different ways. They can also put on the radio so you cannot hear the engine. They also are trying to convince you maybe that it's not possible to try the car on the road because of many different reasons, and so on. So their goal is just to sell the car. Instead, your goal is to buy the perfect car for the money. So be very careful, and here is the point that I would like to mention, and this is the psychology of the seller, and also this is the very important thing. So be aware that these people are very into cars, and they know what they are doing. So you should be very careful when buying a car. So if you have any suspicious thoughts about the seller, go ahead and try another car somewhere else. Maybe this is gonna be the best solution in this case. Okay guys, it's time to conclude. I hope that you enjoyed. and that this video is useful for you, and I hope that your next second-hand car will be as good as possible. And like always, like, share and subscribe. Till the next one.